Good morning, Class 4, and welcome to Thursday's maths lesson, lesson number 5 in the time lessons we're doing. Although it says lesson 11 there, you need time pack 5 in front of you. Measuring time in hours. We're going to be looking at time in hours forwards and backwards today. So the first question we're going to start with is, a man started his car journey at 11:15 in the morning. Now we know it's 1:45 because the minute hand is pointing at the 9. And there's only 15 minutes, which is a quarter of an hour, left to the next hour. He ended the journey at 1:45 in the afternoon. How long was his journey? So from 11:45 to 1:45. How long was it? Talk to the person in your room with you and then come back to me. Okay, right. I'm going to show you how me and Lulu would work this out. So we know that 11:45 is the same as 10:45. Done lots of work on that and you've been doing a great job. Okay, so we're adding an hour on every time because we can see that the minute hand doesn't move. So every time the hour hand moves, it's 1 hour. So we're adding on an hour. So 10:45 at an hour is 11:45. Adding on an hour is 12:45. Adding on another hour is 1:45. Counting your jumps to get the answer, so it would be 1, 2, 3. So the journey took 3 hours. Okay? Straight on, really simply, onto your guided practice. Okay? So the following activities, it shows you the start times and the end times, and you've got to work out how many hours this activity took. So I will do the first one with you. So the first activity started at 10 and it finished at 2. So we've got 10. So we've got 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So that took 4 hours. Okay, so I want you to do the next 2 on your own. What could each activity be? What do you know that takes 4 hours? Bath time in my house takes 4 hours, or it feels like 4 hours. Okay, so you're going to wear those. Then you are going to do this next worksheet. So you've got a start time and an end time, and you've got to work out the difference in between. If you look very carefully at the minutes, they don't change. So all we're concerned about today is the hours. Okay, remember there is the learning clock that you were using last week that's online if you need it. When you've done worksheet 11, you're moving on to worksheet 12. It's giving you the starting time here. If I was doing this, I think I would write the time in here. So that is 10, 10, 12. So now I've got a starting time. I know that 2 hours later, I would be adding 2 onto this, so it would be 12. 12. And then 6 hours later, so I'm adding 6 onto this. So I could write that 2 different ways. It could either be 16, 12, or 4, 12. Okay, depending on if you're doing 24 hours or not. So you're going to work through this. When you've got to the bottom of worksheet 12, you need to come back to me because I'm going to do time, hours, going backwards. Okay? Right, our next lesson in our mini lesson of maths, all this going through, we're going to be all timed out. Okay? So, this is Emma. Emma's gone to an amusement park. Okay? Ooh, Roman numerals again, but we've worked on those, so we know that if we count round, normally it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? So we can say that her time here is 4:20. And I'm assuming it's PM because 4:20 in the morning I'd hope she was asleep. And she's telling us that they've been there for 5 hours. So if this is the time that she left, what time did she get there if she's been there for 5 hours? See if you can work out by counting the hours backwards. Okay, pause the video, see if you can work it out and then come back. Okay, here we go, look, so the same thing again. The minutes hand is not changing. We are just concentrated on moving the hours backwards. So you can see she starts at 4:20. Okay, the minutes in all of these times stays the same. So it's always 20 past the hour. So we're going to come 1 hour back to 20 past 3, 3:20, 2:20, 1:20, 12:20, 11:20. To work out how many hours she's been there, you have to count the jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she arrived at 20 past 11 in the morning because she spent 5 hours there. What if Emma had been there for 4 hours and 30 minutes? Well, if this was her start time of 4:20, we would take 4 hours off, an hour at a time. 3:20, 2:20, 1:20, 12:20. And here, because we've got another half an hour to take off, you can do it in 2 different ways. You could either take off half an hour to get the answer, or 20 minutes, because you've got 20 minutes there to take that off, and then an extra 10 minutes, which might make it a little bit easier. So 12:20, take away the 20 minutes, 12 o'clock, take away the 10 makes 11:50, because 60, which is how many minutes we've got in an hour, take away 10 makes 50. So Emma would have arrived at 11:50 in the morning if she'd been there for 4.5 hours. Right. Your guided practice. So, all of these 3 children are at the beach. Oh, what a lovely place that would be to go. And this is the time that it is now. You can see very clearly on your sheet of paper it is 3:45. Okay, so it is 3:45. Okay, and they're telling you he's been there for an hour, she's been there for 3 hours, they've been there for 4 hours. Okay, so I need to work out by counting backwards this time how long each one of those have been there. So if they were there for 3:45, taking 1 hour away would make 2:45 for this person. When you've done that, you're going to move on to worksheet 13. It gives you the end time here of 2:48, and it tells you how long each person has spent on their homework. So you've got to work out what time they started doing their homework. These 3 are really simple because they're nice hours, but be careful with this one because it's giving you an extra 30 minutes. It's trying to trick you. Okay, so work your way through that and then you're done for the day. Okay, and I'll see you for our last homeschooling maths lesson tomorrow.